So you're thinking about a career in forensic science? That's awesome. It's such an exciting field. But, it's also one that gets misunderstood a lot, especially when it comes to what you should major in. Honestly, a ton of students trip up right here. So let's dive in and clear all that confusion up so you can find the absolute perfect path for you. And why is everyone so interested? Well, just look at this number, 13%. That's the projected job growth for forensic science techs over the next 10 years. I mean, that is way faster than the average for all jobs. It tells you that this field is booming with opportunity. But here's the million-dollar question, right? Is your major actually the right fit for the job you really want? Because that incredible job outlook, well, it doesn't apply to every single degree out there. The absolute key is knowing exactly how your classes and your major connect to the specific career you're aiming for. So here's what we're going to do in this explainer. We're going to lay out a super clear roadmap for you. We'll talk about confusing job titles, break down the two main career tracks, look at the skills everybody needs, and then we'll wrap up with a guide to help you plan your academic path. Sound good? Let's go. All right, first up, the career crossroads. Let's start with something that trips up so many people: job titles. You'll see terms like forensic scientist, technician, or CSI thrown around, but here's the insider secret. Different agencies use them in totally different ways. So the crucial takeaway here is to ignore the title and focus on the job duties. That's what really tells you what kind of education you need. And that brings us to the most important choice you're probably going to make. See, the entire field of forensics is pretty much split into two fundamental tracks. Understanding this difference is everything. It's the key to picking the right major and actually launching the career you want. And here they are, side by side. On one side, you've got the laboratory analyst. Think DNA, chemistry, microscopes, all that good stuff. This path is non-negotiable. You need a hard science degree. Then, on the other side, you have the field or investigative pro. They're the ones at the crime scene, collecting and documenting everything. And for this path, your degree options are way broader. So it really just boils down to one question. Are you in the lab, or are you at the scene? Okay, let's do a deep dive into that first path, the lab track. If you're dreaming of analyzing DNA or working in a super high-tech lab, this is totally your route. But you gotta be ready for it. This path is forged in some serious, hardcore science. And when I say hardcore science, I mean it. For these lab roles, there is just no getting around it. You absolutely need a Bachelor of Science in a natural science. We're talking chemistry, biology, biochemistry, or one of those special forensic science programs that's accredited by FEPAC. This is literally the bare minimum just to get your foot in the door. And what's wild is that the degree is really just step one. I mean, look at this. After you get that science degree and somehow survive classes like organic chemistry, you are still looking at 1 to 3 years of intense, required, on-the-job training after you're hired. It's only after all that that you can finally work on your own and start thinking about professional certification. Now, here's a little pro tip for all you future science whizzes out there. Adding a criminology minor, that is a brilliant strategic move. It's not going to replace any of your required science classes, of course, but what it will do is give you that crucial legal background you'll need when you eventually have to stand up in a courtroom and explain your super complex findings to a jury. Okay, let's switch gears and talk about the second path, the field track. Now we're leaving the lab and heading out to the scene itself to document and collect evidence. And this is where a degree in the social sciences, something like sociology, can be a total game changer. And hey, don't just take my word for it. Research actually shows that a sociology major combined with a criminology minor makes a grad, and I'm quoting here, perfectly suited for a whole range of jobs in the legal system, and that definitely includes these critical field-based roles. So what kind of jobs are we talking about here? Well, you've got crime scene investigator or evidence technician, roles where the main focus is on procedure and documentation, not so much on the deep chemical analysis. And what's more, that social science background is incredibly valuable for other important jobs, like becoming a forensic policy analyst. Now, if you're a sociology major, here's the strategy. Your degree is a fantastic fit, but you can make your resume even stronger by adding a few foundational science electives. Just a semester of general chem or biology, especially with a lab, shows employers that you have the basic scientific literacy you need to handle evidence the right way. Okay, so we've looked at the two separate tracks, but now let's bring it all back together and talk about the universal skills. Because whether you're in the lab or you're out in the field, there are some skills that every single person in forensics just has to have. This is where those two paths really converge. One of the biggest, and I mean biggest, ethical challenges in this entire field is something called forensic confirmation bias. It's basically when knowing the details about a case can, without you even realizing it, start to influence how you look at the physical evidence. And that can lead to some massive mistakes. It's a huge problem, and every agency is trying to solve it. And this is exactly where a sociology background gives you a huge advantage. All that training you get in critical thinking, understanding systemic issues, your classes on ethics and bias, all of it gives you the perfect mental toolkit to spot this kind of bias and fight back against it. That makes you an incredibly valuable person on any forensic team. And let's not forget about communication skills. Every single forensic professional, no matter their role, has to write incredibly detailed reports, and they have to be able to get up in court and clearly testify as an expert witness. Strong writing and public speaking skills are totally non-negotiable, and you know what? That's a core strength you build in a liberal arts education. So we've covered a lot. We've talked about the two tracks, the skills everyone needs. Let's wrap it all up with a final summary to help you really chart your own academic path and make the best decisions for your future. This table right here, this pretty much breaks it all down for you. You can see it clear as day. For the Lab Analyst Track, you're looking at a hard science major paired with a criminology minor. For the field or even the policy tracks, your foundation is going to be something like sociology or criminal justice, which you then power up with some smart electives in science and statistics. And finally, no matter which path you choose, please remember this. Your degree is just the ticket that gets you in the door. You have to have practical experience from internships, you'll need professional certifications to move up, and a totally spotless background check is absolutely 100% non-negotiable for everybody. So, there you have it. You've got the map, you've seen the two very different paths into the incredible world of forensic science. The only question left is, which one are you going to investigate?